Hacked from home. 2 terrifying Wi-Fi breaches and how to protect yourself. Sarah and Mike Thompson were sound asleep when their smart thermostat cranked up to 90 degrees Fahrenheit or 32 degrees Celsius without them touching it. As they scrambled to reset it, their security camera speakers crackled and a distorted voice whispered, "Is it hot enough for you?" Meanwhile, across the country, Liam Carter, a remote worker in Calgary, was shocked to find police at his door. He was taken into custody for questioning about a series of illegal cyber activities he didn't commit. Someone had used his home Wi-Fi for illegal activities, and now he was the prime suspect. These are stories based on true events. The names were changed to protect the privacy of individuals. In today's world, where remote work and smart homes are the norm, an unsecured Wi-Fi network is a hacker's dream. If you don't protect it, cybercriminals can spy on you, steal your data, control your smart devices, or even commit crimes using your internet connection. But don't worry, securing your Wi-Fi is easier than you think. Let's dive into how these real-life hacks happened, and more importantly, how you can prevent them. Story number 1, the haunted smart home. Sarah and Mike loved their smart home. They could control their lights, cameras, thermostat, and TV from their phones. But one night, their home turned against them. A hacker takes over. It started with a burning hot bedroom at 3 a.m. Then, as they tried to reset the thermostat, it locked them out. Next, their TV turned on by itself, blaring static. Then their security cameras moved, tracking them as they walked. And finally, a distorted voice whispered through the speaker, mocking them. Terrified, they unplugged everything. But the hacker was already in control. How did this happen? Sarah and Mike made 3 critical mistakes. They never changed their router's default password. They didn't enable encryption, WPA3 or WPA2AS. Remote access was left on, allowing hackers to take over. They had inadvertently left their digital front door wide open. A simple guide to securing your home Wi-Fi network. Your home Wi-Fi is the gateway to all your connected devices, smartphones, laptops, smart TVs, and even home security systems. If left unsecured, cybercriminals can exploit it to steal personal information, spy on your activity, or use your network for malicious purposes. Follow these simple steps to secure your home Wi-Fi and protect your digital life. Step 1. Change the default Wi-Fi name, also known as SSID. Your SSID, which stands for Service Set Identifier, is simply your Wi-Fi network's name. When you search for Wi-Fi on your phone or laptop, you see a list of SSIDs available nearby. Routers come with default SSIDs like TP-Link 1234 or Netgear 5678. The problem? Hackers can look up these default names to find out the exact model of your router, which helps them exploit known vulnerabilities. Change your Wi-Fi name to something unique but not personally identifiable. Avoid using your name, address, or anything that hints at your identity. Example, instead of John's Wi-Fi, use something neutral like Secure Home 123. Step 2. Set a strong Wi-Fi password. Many routers come with weak default passwords that hackers can easily guess. A strong password prevents unauthorized access. Use a strong Wi-Fi password that is at least 12 or 16 characters long, mixing uppercase, lowercase, numbers, and symbols. Example of a strong password. Secure router 23176. Avoid using common words or easily guessed patterns like password 123. Save it securely. Since strong passwords are hard to remember, store them in a secure password manager instead of writing them down. Make sure to check out our guide on using a password manager. Step 3. Enable strong encryption methods such as WPA3 or WPA2. Encryption is like a secret code that protects the information traveling between your devices and the Wi-Fi router. Without encryption, hackers can easily intercept your internet activity and steal sensitive data, such as passwords or banking details. Imagine sending a letter through the mail. If it's not in an envelope, anyone can read it. Encryption is like putting your letter inside a locked box that only the recipient has the key to open. The latest and most secure encryption standard is WPA3. If your router doesn't support WPA3, use WPA2 PSK AES instead. Do this by logging into your router's settings. Then, 2. Go to Wireless Security Settings and select WPA3 or WPA2 PSK AES. 3. Avoid outdated options like WP or WPA TKIP. They are weak and can be hacked in minutes. Step 4. Change the router's default admin username and password. Your router has a settings page, or admin panel, that lets you control all Wi-Fi settings. By default, many routers use a generic username and password, such as admin or admin password. These credentials are widely known and can be easily found online. If hackers gain access to your router's admin panel, they can change your Wi-Fi password and prevent you from logging in. 2. Disable security settings, making your network vulnerable. 3. Redirect you to fake websites to steal your login details. Recommended action. Log into your router's admin panel, usually at 192.168.1.1 or 192.168.0.1. 2. Change the admin username and password to something strong and unique. 3. Save the password securely in a password manager so you don't forget it. Step 5. Disable weak security settings like WPS. Older routers often come with WPS, which stands for Wi-Fi Protected Setup, enabled by default. WPS was designed to make connecting devices easier, but it has a major security flaw. Hackers can crack WPS pins in just a few hours, gaining full access to your Wi-Fi network. What replaces WPS? Instead of using WPS, secure your Wi-Fi with 1. WPA3 or WPA2 encryption, explained earlier. 2. Manually entering the Wi-Fi password instead of using a push-button connection. Recommended action. Disable WPS in your router's settings to prevent hackers from exploiting this weakness. Step 6. Keep your router firmware updated. Your router is like a mini computer that runs software or firmware. Just like your phone or laptop needs updates to fix bugs and security issues, your router also needs updates to stay secure. Example analogy. Think of your router as a castle with a gate. If someone discovers a way to pick the lock, an update is like replacing the lock with a stronger one. Without updates, hackers can exploit old weaknesses to break in. Recommended actions. 1. Log into your router's admin panel. 2. Check for firmware updates under the Update or Advanced Settings section. 3. Enable automatic updates if available. Step 7. Set up a guest network. If visitors need Wi-Fi, don't give them your main password. Instead, set up a guest network with a different password and limited access. Use a different SSID and password for the guest network. Restrict access of guest network to only the internet. No access to devices like printers or shared folders. Step 8. Turn off remote management. Some routers allow remote access for management, but this can be exploited by hackers to take control of your network. Recommended action. 1. In your router settings, disable remote management. Remote access. Web story number 2. Framed by a hacker, Liam Carter was a freelance designer working remotely in Calgary. One evening, he was shocked to find police at his door. An unexpected questioning. "We are investigating illegal cyber activities traced to this address." The police explained that his IP address had been used for dark web transactions, fraudulent credit card purchases, illegal online activity. Liam had done nothing wrong, but the evidence pointed directly to him. The truth: his Wi-Fi was hacked. After hours of investigation, the following were found on his router. He was still using the default password. His network had no encryption, making it easy for hackers to hijack. Someone nearby had piggybacked on his Wi-Fi to commit cybercrimes. It took weeks for Liam to clear his name, but the stress and legal trouble could have been avoided. Final conclusion: don't wait until it's too late. Sarah, Mike, and Liam all had one thing in common. They didn't secure their Wi-Fi. An unsecured Wi-Fi network is an open door to hackers. They can spy on you, take control of your smart home, steal your banking details, commit crimes using your internet. But the good news? Securing your Wi-Fi takes only a few minutes. Lock down your Wi-Fi today. Change your router's default password. Enable WPA3 or WPA2 AES encryption. Turn off remote access. Update your router's firmware regularly. Use a password manager to store credentials securely. Your Wi-Fi is your digital front door. Keep it locked before someone else walks in.